What is up, Geekiverse? As promised, it is not a Comic-Con unless we interview Sabretooth, which I have yet to find. But also, this guy right here, Shad, we've done we talked about it. This is like interview 4, I think, right? This is 4. Josiah's giving me the 4. This is number 4.
It feels like 2 long ones, but yeah, it's 4.
Yeah, please, whatever. So, usually what we do is we come to Shad, we talk for about 3 minutes, and that's it, and we walk away, and we do that at least 3 or 4 times in the day. What we're going to do today is a little bit differently. I'm going to actually ask you questions about painting and your paintings.
I love talking about my paintings.
So real quick, as I'm going to be talking, Josiah's going to be kind of doing some close-up shots of the individual paintings that we're talking about. So let's just jump right in.
Let's do it.
You were telling me about this one here.
Yes. So
talk about a little bit of what you did on that one.
So a lot of my work is commission-based. So people hire me, they call me up, and they're like, Shad, I want this, and I want this, and I want this. One of my friends says, hey, I want this Optimus Prime. No pressure. I want a big one, and I'm going to hang it over my casket. So I said, all right, well, no pressure. So I've never really done or tried to work with Transformers or doing any of that stuff. I'm more of a portrait guy. I paint a little bit looser. This thing is all done by hand. It's all done with brushes, no rulers. It's just hand drawn, hand painted in, and it took about 50 hours to do it. I love the outcome of it. I love how it came out. The client is extremely happy, but I don't think I'll be painting anything with straight lines for a few months. I'm going to go back to doing portraits and being a little looser.
Hear that, folks? If you have a commission, Shad will take it. Just don't have it have any straight lines in it.
You can, but I'm not charging for it. No, but this was a great piece, and it was really fun to do. And as I said, anytime I get to do a really fun commission, I try to do a little something different. This one, we put the Autobot symbol in it. We put some space in it, a little bit of reflective stuff, but just a big hero piece,
One of my favorite things about this one is actually that you have the star, the space theme in the background, but you then have the matte on the side there, and I'm a big fan of matte colors on top of something that's got a little bit more depth to it.
It pulls it right out, I mean, I could have just put him in space, but he would have been lost. This way, it almost looks like he's popping out of the canvas, trying to do a lot with realism and with 3D image, more of a three-dimensional image with this one. The realism I've been working with now for the last couple of years, and trying to refine it a little bit more photographic and stuff, and I think it shows in this piece and in a couple of the other pieces as well, too.
Yeah, so we're going to move down over here. The one that you've been telling me all about for the last 2 days I've seen you is the Star Wars one, the Tatooine. This is what you're trying to get into more of.
I'm playing around with some new techniques and some new styles and trying to do a little bit more of incorporate my own artwork into these iconic images. So, like matte painters from the 70s and 80s that did all these movies, the backgrounds you see in all these movies were all paintings. And I want to try to get into doing stuff that looks a little bit more cinematic and stuff that looks a little bit more movie refined like that. Basically, if you look at this painting, it's a half a Bob Ross painting with a Star Wars painting mixed into it, And the cool thing is, with a lot of my artwork, it's all black light. So you put your flat screen TV on the blue screen, and this thing just pops at night. It pops right off the wall.
Yeah, I've seen you doing that a couple times, showing some people that. I've always been a fan of coming to your booth. It's so colorful. There's a wide variety of stuff here. You've got Jaws up there, and then you've got a Jawa down here, and then you've got a Superman symbol over there. Like the wide variety of stuff is always fantastic to me.
I've always painted what I like, and I'm a product of the 70s and the 80s, and what happened was, as an artist, I spent 25 years painting other things. And then I finally, 5 years ago, figured out, why don't I paint what I like? So what's happened is that my childhood has turned into my adulthood. And now what I loved as a kid is basically paying the bills as an adult, which is great. And then, I paint what I like. So, if I want to do the mystery machine of Scooby-Doo with Mum-Ra, Cobra Commander, and Shredder on the moon, nobody says I can't do it, So I'm having fun with all the different
I actually just saw one that I haven't seen yet, and I'm trying to hold in the laughter. If Josiah just turns around real quick and looks on the bottom and sees the Cloud City with the Back to the Future, I think that's hilarious.
That painting's called Empire Strikes Back to the Future. Let me show you the black light on that. So when you look at it close, you'll be able to see all the black light and the stuff I put into it to kind of just give it a little extra pop. You won't see it when it's daylight, but when you put a blue screen or something on it. So that's fun. It's basically an 80s cartoon mixed with almost like a full matte painting in the background to it. So yeah, I mix it up. I have fun. Who says you can't? It's art. It should be fun. There's no rules. There's no book to say you can't do this or can do that. And I've been very fortunate and very humbled to have people really just embrace it, and that just feeds the engine for me to do more, man. Like the more time I get to talk to people and find out what they like, that's great. But ultimately, I'm painting what I like, and people seem to like it, and that's cool. That doesn't happen a lot, Didn't happen for the first 20 years of painting, so I'm happy that it's happening in the last 5.
All right, guys. So if you want to come down to Nickel City Con this year, you should. You shouldn't want. You have to. It's not you want to. You have to come down to Nickel City Con. This is by far one of the best booths to come out and check out. He's always got a great number of stuff at multiple different cons. It's not just this one either. Give us a short little rundown. Where are you going next?
Going home, man. I'm done wrapping it up. No,
I meant more of like, where can people see you next?
I'll be at home. You can stop by. No, honestly, this is the way it works, world, okay? I don't do any prints or reproductions. So for me to do a painting like that, and if I sell it, and I sell a wall of paintings, I can't go to the next convention next week. So I'm limited to only a few shows a year. I bring in an average 70 to 100 paintings, original paintings, to a show. So just do the math, the hours you have to take to do that. Optimus Prime was 50 hours. How long's your work week? So I can't just go every weekend. But I think I'm going to be doing another local show here in September. I don't think it's been announced yet. That's going to be coming. And I'm very happy to let you in on a little sneak peek that I haven't let anybody know about. If you're a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, stay tuned next weekend. You might be seeing a painting of mine floating around with one of the guys from the movie. Just saying. So stay tuned for that one.
So stay tuned. Go ahead and come over to the Geekiverse booth number 512. We've got all sorts of friends here you'll probably be seeing this week and later on. Also, if you are not able to come over to see the show live, by the way, Matt Carlucci, shout out, he's trying to yell over me right now, not cool. But if you weren't able to come see the show live, we are showing the panels. The panels will be out sometime about next week or so. So as many panels as we were able to host, but come on down, say hi to us, all right? Thank you very much. See you next time.
Thanks, guys.
The official beer